feel frustrated by a lot of the drug use out here. I feel like it just keeps happening and that we are not really addressing the issue. I feel if we as a community can come together, it would help a lot.
2013, among people aged 12 or older, the rate of substance dependence or abuse was higher among Native American Indians and Alaskan Natives than any other population group.
My name is Penny Spencer. I'm a community member here on the Spokane Reservation.
Bill Matt Jr., I'm a tribal policeman.
My name is Justin Winecoop, and I'm also a tribal policeman for the Spokane Tribe.
My name is Sandy Elliott. I'm a EMT intermediate for the Spokane Tribe.
I'm Brandon Brickman.
My perspective, I think it affects everyone. I believe it's a community problem. I believe everyone needs to be involved to help solve the problem. It's partially our problem, but we can't take all the responsibility for drug use and abuse.
I think the worst thing that I've seen with drugs is watching how it affects the families. A lot of times we'll go there and a parent or a grandparent is having some kind of a medical issue relating to drugs, or maybe we're there because there was some domestic violence along with it and their kids are sitting there watching, or their family members are there and they've called because their family member is sick or not breathing and they're upset. And I think that's the hardest thing, and my heart goes out to people that do have an addiction, because I realize that addiction is difficult, but I feel a lot worse for the families watching them go through that. I think that's one of the biggest things.
I live on the Spokane Reservation and I'm a community member. I have seen a lot with opioid crisis and other drugs and alcohol here on the reservation. We've buried a lot of people, and I feel like until there is healing that we are unable to go forward. I feel like we need to be able to come together as a people and as community.
Because the res is contributed by, there's nothing to do, you're bored as a kid, you have nothing to do, so what are you gonna go do? You're gonna go get high, and that's what a lot of kids do.
I've seen it increase. I grew up here, so I went to school with a lot of people that grew up here, and I see a lot of those kids now into drugs, and it's sad to see. My time as a probation officer, I was able to work with clients that I grew up with.
Seeing that my parents were having fun, so I was like, well, I want to have fun. And was it older people, they're smoking weed or they're smoking dope,
I believe drug affects every family here. I think if there isn't a family touch, then you're kind of special. Personally, it's affected our family. I mean, I have brothers who are involved. I have a son who's actually went away because of drug use and sale. It affects everyone. Drugs go deep, and it's not just here on the reservation. I think it's everywhere. Everyone I talk to, it's not just this reservation. I know people on the Coeur d'Alene, I know people on the Kalispell and the Colville. They have the same problems we have. Drugs are everywhere.
Drugs can take away a person's respiratory drive. They can stop a person from breathing, essentially. Or they can take away their mental ability to control their airway. If they were to vomit, they could choke on it. So that's the first thing we do is we check out their airway. We check to see if they're alert to us. Are they going to talk to us? Are they able to answer questions? If their airway is not adequate, then we do something to correct that first. Sometimes we'll breathe for them. Sometimes we'll give them Narcan, which it blocks out the drug's effects on your blood cells. And so the drugs can't bind to your oxygen receptors anymore, and so it allows you to breathe again. And so it'll kick a person's respiratory drive back in, and they'll start breathing on their own again.
I realized I was addicted when I went to jail, and I was crying like a little baby because sickness, and I was sweating and puking and just it's unbearable to feel like that. So then I don't know why you do it to yourself, but the most difficult part probably I don't see a lot of family. Just the want for drugs is just it's not fun.
Interaction with the community, I think how you interact with people, especially small communities, I think plays a big part. The ability to talk to people is a great asset we have. I mean, the community we live in is really small. We don't have the opportunity to have 300 policemen. We have a department of 8 people. 8 people. We provide coverage for the reservation, which is 155,000 acres. Close to it, about 3,000 members. So,
If you really like to help your community and have a job that you get to do things new every day and meet new people, but it's a hard job too. I mean, it's an emotionally hard job and a physically demanding job. So, it's something that you have to mentally prepare yourself for. You see the good and the bad and the funny and.
It's definitely a community effort. It's going to take more than just law enforcement. So if we can come together as a community, as a people, as a tribe, and work together, I feel that we can defeat the drug problem. But like Lieutenant Matt said, it's not just here. It's an everywhere problem. But if we can come together as a people, I feel that we can accomplish a lot.
I feel like as a community we need to be able to come together and just really support each other. I feel like until we can deal with all the trauma that is here and all of the past history, that we are unable to move forward. And I feel as if all of us can come together and support each other in a positive way, then we are able to move forward. We need to not be able to pass judgment on those that have been using in the past and are trying to make a change.
Don't do drugs. Don't try to be cool. Just do exactly the opposite of what I done.